and we're gonna get into tonight's strategy, which is all about the for sale by owners. So if this been on your mind, stay with me for about 20 minutes and we'll make sure that those 20 minutes are spent for you learning something about this strategy and how to implement it into a hyper-local market. So one of the things that we want to cover tonight is how you can find and target for sale by owners, especially in your hyperlocal market, and make them see the value in hiring you for their better bottom line. Because as you know, one of the things that for sale by owners always, are on the fence on is, why would I hire you? Are you worth the money? Right? So we're going to talk about all of this. I'm really excited to dive in. And as always, if you want to know how to get access to all the free resources inside the Facebook group, please make sure you stay through the end, where I will be giving you guys the entire library of our free resources, where you can just get the download instantly and implement in your business so you can grow. Have you ever wondered about how to find or convert for sale by owners? At any point in your career, have you ever asked yourself, I wonder if I should do for sale by owners as a lead generation technique? Have you ever wondered about it? Let me know in the comments if this has ever been on your mind, because I can tell you it's been on my mind many, many times before I started thinking about ways to implement it. So in the next 20 minutes, we're going to talk about the exact strategy that will blast through objections of for sale by owners and also demonstrate your worth, because there's nothing worse than telling somebody why you're worth the money. And we don't want to do this. And I'm going to teach you exactly what you can do to make them come and want to work with you. Okay, we're not trying to convince them, because this is just not going to work. We are going to show them why we are the path. All right. So a seller might have many reasons to try and skip going through a realtor or a real estate agent. Will you agree with this? A seller might have many reasons to try and skip going through a real estate agent. Please let me know in the comments, what do you think stops them to list their home with a realtor? What do you think stops them in their tracks to list their home with a real estate agent? There's a lot of different options out there, right? And if you think about it, what might be what stops them in the tracks? The number one objection, of course, is our commission fee, right? Why would they want to pay us our commission fee? And like as promised, we will be covering it, and I'm going to share with you an amazing, powerful story that I think will really help you blast through that objection very easily and quickly. So number one objection right here, don't want to pay commission. But obviously there is more. That's not the only one. I put together for you guys the 8 most common objections for sale by owners. So let's look through them. And if you think that this is like the absolute, yes, I agree with it, just drop me an emoji of some sort, okay? So if you think Facebook objection number 1, do you even have a buyer? Do you think this is a valid objection? Just drop me a little emoji if you are thinking this is a valid objection they have. Do you think that there's FSBOs out there thinking, FSBO, by the way, if I say FSBO, it is the for sale by owner, FSBO. So if you are new, welcome to our terminology of real estate. FSBO, for sale by owner, somebody that's trying to sell their house on their own. The FSBO objection number 2. We have had a bad experience with another agent. Heard those before. If you are agreeing that those objections are out there, drop me an emoji. Let me know that this is an objection that you would see somebody saying. FISBO objection number 3. We've solved FISBO before successfully. We don't need you, right? This one might probably also be a valid objection that they are getting, or that you're getting, because we've done it before. We've sold that house 25 years ago for sale by owner. We don't need you. Well, dear Mr. Seller, I'm so excited that you did that 25 years ago, prior to about the 1,000,005 lawsuits that happened since. We're not going to say that, but that's what we're thinking. FISBO objection number 4. We're working with a family or close friend. Yeah. How many times have you heard that one before? And not just for sale by owners. How many times have we heard that one before? Right? We're working with a family and close friend. FISBO objection number 5. We're not in a hurry. We will wait it out. Now, I can tell you this one is a little bit less happening right now, just because people do not want about 100 people touring the house for the next 3 years. So right now we are seeing a little bit less of that, but hey, they're not in a hurry. They can wait. Maybe they're going to sell it next year, maybe in 5 years. Well, are they really selling? Who knows? FISBO objection number 6. There's the big one. We don't want to pay commission. FISBO objection number 7. We want to negotiate your commission. Well, everybody likes to negotiate, and it is our job to negotiate the best we can. And let me tell you, people, it is not by cutting our commission. This is not where we negotiate. We are standing strong because we know what we're doing. FISBO objection number 8. We promised the listing to another agent already. So there you have it, the 8 most common objections that for sale by owners are going to give you. Now, why did I list this out right here? If you know how to respond to objection, you will be able to disarm the seller of reasons why not to list with you right now. If you're sitting there and you've heard them all, you need to have a response. Know how to respond to those objections. If anything, and this is something that you should be focusing on. If somebody says, well, we want to negotiate your commission, that's great. I appreciate somebody that negotiates. That's just what I do for a living. So let me ask you this. If I sit here and I tell you, you know what? You just want a commission discount, that's fine. I want to do it for 3%. Do you think I can hold my bottom line for your negotiation if I cannot negotiate my own? Probably not. I am worth what I'm charging because I get results, and I have proven results, and I'm ready to show it to you. You need to be able to handle an objection the way it is presented to you, super quick, with confidence. And the only way that this is happening is if you are practicing. Okay, if you're not one on the script partner, partner with somebody for a script, just look at the objections and know what to answer. Those are the most common objections. So they're all listed there. We've sold FISBO successfully before. This is amazing. When was the last time you sold for sale by owner? Oh, about 25 years ago. Great. Now, there's a lot of new paperwork. Would you like me to hand all of that to you? And you can read through it. I'd be happy to guide you through it, but a lot changed. And I just wanted to, make sure that you are aware of all the things that need to happen. Here's the stack, right? So you just need to have an answer of all the things that are now new. All right, does it make sense so far? Are we good on it? If so, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. I want to make sure everybody is good on the 8 most common objections that a for sale by owner has. And if you're still having questions, let me know too. I'd be happy to go back over it. So now this one is the story I've been mentioning. Let me tell you a story of a watch, right? Now you might be thinking, what are we doing now? But bear with me, because I think you will see where this story can really lead into dismantling some of those for sale by owner objections. So what if you were to sell a Rolex at a garage sale? What would it sell for? Okay, think away from real estate, away from anything else. Here's a Rolex. What do you think that Rolex would sell for? If you have an answer, feel free to drop it in the comment. I would love to see some numbers. So based on just this sentence, let's think about it for a moment. Rolex watch, they're kind of known to be, rather fancy, rather expensive. What do you think that Rolex could fetch at a garage sale? And we're going to make sure we're going to tie this right over now to see why this is an important piece of our puzzle. The same Rolex, same model, same everything, same condition, nothing crazy about it, might sell for the following values in different venues, okay? So if I have a fancy Rolex at a garage sale, $100. For a garage sale item, that's pretty good, right? Now, what if I bring that Rolex to the nearest pawn shop? They look at the Rolex and they're like, oh, it's a nice Rolex, yeah, I'll give you $1,000 for it. $1,000, man, doing so much better already, right? Now, what if I bring that Rolex to an online auction house that specializes in vintage watches? Now that Rolex, which by the way happened to be vintage, just got me $10,000 because somebody knew what they were talking about at that online auction house. So do you see where the venue was just all of a sudden changed and something happened? So if I tell that story to a for sale by owner, I'm going to say, let's talk about a watch. And they're going to be like, what? Because I totally tripped them off guard, because who wants to talk about watches while I'm there to talk about the house? Well, I do. So we talk about the watch, and I'm like, look, here's a nice watch. I'm going to go give that to the watch and ask you, sell it in the garage sale. How much do you think you might going to get? $100. Sound good, right? Now if that watch goes to the pawn shop, you're going to, have him look at it. And he's like, oh, a nice watch. I'll give you $1,000. Great. Now that watch goes to the online auction house, and all of a sudden somebody bids $10,000 for that watch. The watch that you were willing to sell at the garage sale for $100. What changed? What changed? And this is the question that I need them to answer, or at least to think about. What changed for that watch? And the answer to this is the item will sell for less without a salesperson being involved. That's just a fact. Salespeople build trust and value. And as much as a for sale by owner does not want us to be that trusted person, as much reservation as they have, that story is enough for many of them to just make click. Without a salesperson, things will sell for less. The watch at the garage sale for $100 over the watch at that specialized auction house that sells the watch for $10,000. Taking everything away from a real estate perspective and putting it into a different kind of story helps them to relate to what might be happening with their asset. Remove them from the asset first before guiding them back into the asset and say, okay, so now let's talk about your house. Where do you think your house fits into this scenario? Are you the garage sale? Are you the pawn shop? Or are you the online auction house? And they're going to think. That's all we need them to do for a moment. Okay? Was this useful to you? If so, let me know in the comment if this made sense to you and you see where just one powerful story can remove them from the situation itself, put things into a different perspective before we bring them right back in and say, so what do you think? What is the right thing to do in the situation? If this makes sense, drop me some fire, drop me some loves, drop me some hearts. And I want to make sure we are all on the same page here, because we are already diving into our third and final piece of the strategy tonight, which is how do you approach a for sale by owner? How do you just go about, saying hi, right? So here's 4 ways to connect with a for sale by owner. Those are knock on their door, right? Call them or use a dialer. There's programs out there that you can use where you purchase a list and you just start dialing by numbers. There's also an option for you to mail them a for sale by owner guidebook. Or option number 4, you connect with them over the internet. Now, here's a big part about it where I want you to remember to keep it hyper locally. Okay. Yes, you can purchase a list for an entire zip code, for an entire, I don't know, 20-mile radius. You can purchase lists that are big. However, for our measures, think about your neighborhood. Think about your farm. Think about where you want to build credibility. So if you do see a for sale by owner sign that is in the yard, just put up. And even if you had a listing or two, even if you had no listings, you know the area, think about what you can contribute on a much smaller scale by just approaching them. At this point, you've already been trying to engage more on an online platform, because guess what? They'll be online, most likely. They'll be trying to get the word out about their house. If they keep on seeing your name pop up over and over and over, this is really, really powerful when it comes to hyperlocal marketing. So you see that for sale by owner sign in your neighborhood, go knock on their door. And we'll cover too what to do next, but you can call them. Most often there's a number displayed. Call them. Hey, I live in your neighborhood. I do quite a few, a lot of business there. I like to preview homes, which includes for sale by owner homes. Do you mind if I have a look? Mail them a for sale by owner guidebook. Easy enough. You got the address, right? They just stuck a big red sign in the yard. Connect with them over the internet. That might be a little trickier depending on, how connected your social network is. But again, you can find out the name, you can find them online. It is not rocket science anymore these days. So let's go through it and what to do exactly. You can, if you see a for sale by owner sign, stop and knock on their door. Identify yourself as an agent. That's important. Please don't lead them on. Don't make them think you are the buyer, because the minute they find out you're an agent, you just lost all credibility and trust. Okay, so identify yourself. Ask for a tour of the home. This is their home. This is what they want to do. Now you can offer them, hey, if this is not a good time, I can definitely come back. How's Tuesday at 3? If they say, no, it's fine. If you want to come through, I just love to know the inventory. I do quite a bit of business. Would you mind if I check it out? Now, when you tour through, listen to them and don't sell your services. That's important. They are not inviting you into their house so you can sell them something. Okay, so have you ever heard about the Ford model? Make comments about them, what they like. Ford meaning family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Those are the 4 topics that you want to talk about when you go into their homes. Everything about them, nothing about you. They don't care how many deals you've done. They don't care how big your team is. They don't care how long you have your license. All about the home. All about them. Keep that in mind. So maybe you want to give them a pointer or two, or offer them a freebie, some sort of lead magnet that would be useful to them. Now, the reason this is kind of important is of like, oh my gosh, I love, I love your decor. Would you mind if I suggest a thing or two based on, some of the things that we're seeing in our marketplace? And if they're saying sure, then be like, just little tweaks here and there. Maybe you want to remove some of the stuff from the upper cabinets because it does, shorten the ceiling or the ceiling height. It makes it look smaller than what it actually is. Maybe a more neutral bedspread. Personally, I love the one you have. However, we just love to have like a more neutral decor so people are not getting distracted by your bed, as this generally doesn't stay with the house. Give them something that they find valuable of what they can tweak. The other option is to say, hey, I do have a free staging guide that I hand to my sellers. It increases their bottom line by typically a few $1,000s. If you like, I'd be more than happy to leave you the website for it so you can get it if you like later. Sure, great, here's the website. Thank them for the tour, and then just film them a follow-up with your business card. Nothing salesy about it. You toured the home, you got to know the inventory, and at the same time, you made that connection. Now, the next way to connect with a for sale by owner was to call them using a dialer, right? Again, you can have a sign in your neighborhood. There's a number most often displayed on how to get a hold of them. Or you can use a dialer. Again, the dialers, it's hard for you to keep it small in your neighborhood. But let's say we have a phone number. Again, identify yourself as an agent, okay? Same principle. Then you ask for a tour of the home, and you can say, hey, I can be over later this afternoon, or we can schedule something for the next few days. Schedule it. That's the important part. Then again, listen to them, give them pointers, offer them a freebie, thank them for the tour, and follow up. Same principle. Now, what if you wanted to mail them a for sale by owner guide? First off, put together a for sale by owner guide book. Okay, so if you don't have one and this is on your list, consider putting one together. Include a personal note to inquire for details on their home. So say, I would love to take a tour of your home. I try to get to know the inventory in our marketplace. I do work with buyers. However, I also make it a priority to know what is currently available. If you don't mind me touring through the home, please give me a call at insert number here, right? So they are truly interested in selling. They will give you a call. Say, hey, we got your card. We'd love for you to come out. We'd love for you to see our home. Then go out and do the same thing. Same spiel. And then the last one, connect over the internet. You can locate for sale by owners on social media platforms and engage with them there. Now, you can do that by Twitter. You can do that via Facebook Messenger. Again, same thing. Identify yourself, ask for a tour. Now, when you get there, be on time and professional. Listen to them and don't sell your services. Offer them a few pointers. Thank them for the tour. Send them a follow-up. And then again, send them a freebie and a thank you in that social media platform that you originally connected with. So, biggest thing is success starts here. Let your why. Why are you doing it? Why are you approaching them? Is it because you need to make your mortgage payment? Is it because you need to provide your children with food? Is it because you want to, go on vacation and show your family what life is all about? Is it because you have all this debt that you accumulated and you just said, enough is enough, I need to get rid of it, I want to pay it off? What is your why? Why do you do what you do? And once your why becomes bigger than the fear of rejection, I don't want to work with an agent, I don't want to talk to agents. Once your why becomes bigger than your fear of rejection, it doesn't matter what their response is. Now, I'm not saying that is easy because being rejected sucks. Nobody likes it. But if your why is bigger than the rejection or the fear of it itself, it doesn't make a difference anymore, okay? It's not the right process for everybody. However, I do want to mention this entire strategy in our group because I do think that there's a lot of different people in here. And like I said, all the strategies will not be right for every single one of you. My goal is to make sure that you have as many different strategies in front of you that you can then decide which strategy is the correct one to use for my business, which one fits with my personality, which one is a strategy that I can see myself following, doing, and crushing and making my dreams come true. So, did this make sense tonight? Did you guys get something out of this entire, how do you approach it? How do you make it hyper-local? How do you make sure that you know how to respond? Went a little fast there. If you're new to the group, real quick, who am I? My name is Janine Sasso. I am an active realtor and team leader. So I don't just teach this because, I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for quite some time at this point. I do run a 6-figure real estate business. I am a hyperlocal marketing machine. I'm the founder of the Hyperlocal Real Estate Agent. Welcome to our Facebook group. I built my business with 0 sphere, and I'm a busy mom of 2 little kids, so I know that time constraints are no joke when it comes to this business. So what's next? Take the information that I just gave you tonight and implement it on your own. You can come up with similar results. It might take you a little bit longer, but you'll probably get there because everything was there that you need to consider when it comes to the strategy. Or shortcut it, right? You can book a 1-hour consultation call and we'd be happy to, just talk you through what you need to do. You are already on our Facebook group, and as promised, the last part right here is all our free resources that we have inside this group that you can claim, which is all the ones highlighted in pink. We're looking at our social. Oh, I got my cursor there. Wonderful. I got my social media post calendar. The light version is a free version. We got our 25 mailing examples cheat sheet, our geographic farming cheat sheet. So if you don't know where your geographic farm is quite yet, maybe you want to start there. This guide is the absolute best you can download inside the group. Hands down, voted by all members so far. And if you're looking to get started with video, there's our 175 content ideas for your video. So I hope you found this helpful for tonight. Thank you again for hopping on, making a difference in your business, making an investment into yourself by just investing the time. I am super excited that you got to spend some time with me, and I honestly cannot wait to see you in next week's live. Until then, I'll talk to you later. Bye.